This was how a colossal 32,000-ton container ship collided with the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, toppling the entire structure within seconds. Following the crash, officials from the National Transportation Safety Board boarded the vessel, aiming to extract vital information from its electronics and paperwork. But in the middle of all of this chaos, tons of theories emerged. Was there someone behind this? Is there some sort of ugly plan behind it? And did you know there's a theory tying this incident to a prediction from The Simpsons? Trust me, there's more. The Simpsons. We've all loved it, right? No doubt about that. The show has amazed us for decades with its uncanny ability to predict real-world events. And it's filled in every meme page on the internet, too. You see, despite its comic nature, the series has often served as a precursor to significant happenings. If you want an example, I would point to the episode Treehouse of Horror 18, which was aired in 2007. Now, in this episode, the show went into political satire, highlighting concerns about faulty voting machines. The storyline unfolds with Homer attempting to cast his vote for Barack Obama in the United States presidential election. However, he encounters repeated errors as the computerized voting system inexplicably changes his selection to the Republican candidate, John McCain. Though intended as a lighthearted commentary, this later resonated exactly with reality during the 2012 election, when a viral video from Pennsylvania surfaced depicting similar issues with electronic voting machines. The episode sparked crucial discussions about the reliability of voting technology and the integrity of electoral processes, showcasing the show's ability to engage with fitting societal issues. Another example of The Simpsons' prediction lies in its depiction of Donald Trump's presidency long before it became a reality. In the year 2000, the episode Bart to the Future depicted a future where Trump assumed the role of President of the United States. This seemingly far-fetched scenario gained traction in 2016 when Trump indeed won the presidential election. The episode's foresight into Trump's political ascent indicated the show's knack for capturing the cultural zeitgeist and offering satirical commentary on contemporary politics. Now, overall, you might understand how The Simpsons have this unique ability to tap into the future. But in the case of the recent shipwreck, things weren't actually as predicted. It was all a fad. You see, after the Key Bridge collapsed, a lot of fake videos and pictures started popping up on social media. Some of them showed scenes from The Simpsons that looked like they were about the collapse. One picture showed Simpsons characters looking at the accident from a distance. People started thinking that maybe The Simpsons had somehow known about this accident before it happened. But when people looked closely, they realized something fishy was going on. Platforms like X had to step in and tell people that the pictures and videos were not real. They explained that those tweets and pics were generated using AI, which means they were not from any real episode of The Simpsons. And this might have been a disappointment to those who thought that The Simpsons had some kind of magical ability to predict the future. But it wasn't just about AI-generated images. There was a video on TikTok that got a lot of attention. It showed a scene from an episode of The Simpsons where people were talking about a bridge collapse. Some viewers thought this was proof that The Simpsons knew about the Key Bridge collapse before it happened. However, after looking into it, experts found out that the scene in the video had nothing to do with the real-life accident. It was just a coincidence. You see, it's important to be careful about believing things we see on the internet, especially when it comes to big events like a bridge collapse. Sometimes, people create fake pictures and videos to trick others or to get attention. This can spread false information and make it harder for people to know what's true and what's not. The idea that The Simpsons can predict the future has been around for a long time. The show has been on TV for many years, and it often includes jokes and stories about things that happen in real life. Sometimes these jokes seem to come true later on, which makes people wonder if the show has some sort of special power. But most of the time, these predictions are just coincidences. The writers of The Simpsons are very creative, and they often come up with funny ideas that seem like they could happen in real life. When something similar does happen later on, it's just a lucky guess, not a sign that The Simpsons can see into the future. Now let's come back to the actual incident. The collapse of the Key Bridge in Baltimore resulted in the presumed death of 6 workers. The bridge, part of which fell into the Patapsco River, prompted emergency services to swiftly respond to the scene. The recovery of the black box from the MV Dali, the cargo ship involved in the collision, offers hope for insights into the cause of the accident. Also, in the footage captured, the ship showed power loss. This power loss caused the ships to lose the ability to steer. The 985-foot-long ship struck one of the 1.6-mile bridge's supports at 8 knots, and that caused the span to break and fall into the water within seconds. And when considering basic physics, given the vessel's massive weight, it struck the bridge's support with significant force. The post could resist the impact by bending, but never absorbed the energy brought by such a humongous ship. Anyways, the situation remains complex, with questions raised about the adequacy of safety measures and protocols in place. Amidst the discussions, comparisons have been drawn to past incidents and expert opinions, sought to understand the nuances of bridge construction and maintenance. Interestingly, the absence of sufficient fenders or protective barriers on the bridge has come under scrutiny, with some attributing it to the bridge's construction in 1977, when ships were smaller and less powerful. Moreover, concerns have been raised about the role of tugboat escorts in guiding large vessels safely under bridges, with debates emerging about the necessity of such escorts and their effectiveness in preventing collisions. The credit definitely goes to the crew for their quick response during the Key Bridge collapse. They managed to send out a Mayday call, which alerted Maryland and Baltimore police. These authorities rushed to the scene to stop traffic on the bridge. As a matter of fact, in a moment captured on radio, an officer raced onto the bridge to warn construction workers just before it collapsed. However, due to the bridge's length, nearly 2 miles, it was challenging to reach everyone on time. Now, apart from the Simpson prediction, some speculated about possible conspiracies, suggesting foul play or governmental involvement. However, such theories lacked evidence and were more rooted in a desire to find a clear cause for the disaster. It's easier for some to believe in a conspiracy orchestrated by nefarious actors than to accept the reality of systemic issues and negligence. The cargo company involved in the accident had previously been reprimanded by the Department of Labor for silencing whistleblowers. This raised concerns about lax safety measures and the influence of profit-driven corporations in regulatory matters. And this ain't a perfect world, and we'll have to accept that too. Anyways, we'll have to wait a bit longer to get more details about the actual causes of the accident. Until then, we might have to wait. So what do you guys think about it? Do drop your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you have any suggestions for other cases we should cover, let us know. Your feedback is important to us.